What's up, friends? Welcome to my channel, Collecting is Fun, where I show you that collecting is fun. And now it is my time. It is my chance to finally review Icon. I finally have an Icon for myself, not just to review, but for my own. It's been a long time coming. You understand me? It's been a long time coming. There has been so many of us that have been waiting for us to get some type of Icon figure from somebody, right? And McFarlane is in position to give us way more from the Milestone universe. If you don't know anything about the Milestone universe, Milestone started as Milestone Comics. They were published by DC, but the characters did not intertwine with the others until later on. But the Milestone universe was started by creators Dwayne McDuffie, who died in 2011. It was a sad shame. He actually died because of complications dealing with a heart surgery. Yeah, right there in the hospital. So sad situation. I'm not going to talk about conspiracies or nothing, but dang. Then we got Dennis Cohen, who is still alive, and MD Bryant, who actually died last year. Now, Dwayne McDuffie is a very important person that you need to know. You need to know his name because he was very, very pivotal in all of this stuff. I mean, all three of them were, but also Dwayne McDuffie is the brother of Keegan Michael Key from Key and Peele. Yes, and very important, he's from Detroit, Michigan, and that's where I'm from. So this right here is definitely something or someone that I should be like following and relating to. And I did not jump on the Milestone stuff long time ago when they first came out because, I wasn't into comics back then. But I did jump on it when I was trying to jump on it when Static Shock, when they were trying to redo Static and give him a comic book that comic didn't work. But they redid it. Milestone redid it, and now you have the new look, which is what this is. This is not the old school look. So some of us are hoping that there's a platinum out there for the old school look. But this is the new school, and that's fine. It's fine because it looks great, and I'm going to open this thing up, and we're going to truly take a look at this because I am appreciating what I see so far, especially his skin tone and the way they did it. So here we are with Milestone, and they came in because the creators wanted to, they were tired of the representation. They were tired of us being represented, or people who are considered the minority represented improperly. So like, we're going to make our own universe, which is also called the Dakotaverse in Dakota City. Dakota was busy. They had a lot of folks in there. So they created a lot of diverse heroes. A lot of them are African-American, various different ones for, like I said, from quote unquote minorities, to be represented properly and to show that we can be superheroes too, right? So that happened, and it finally got into the DC universe through some type of Final Crisis and, through comic book stuff, blah, blah, blah. All the characters bled into the DC universe, and that's how we have them now, which is also what caused us to have the Static Shock show. People call him Static Shock, but his name is actually Static, right? But I'll get to that in a minute. But anyway, that's the history on Milestone. A little brief history on Milestone. You can take a look at it online or whatever, and some other videos where they get more extensive. But we're going to take a look at this figure because this is where it is at right now. All right, so here we are. There's the packaging, typical McFarlane. Missed opportunity because he does not come with a flight stand. And the same old rhetoric. McFarlane, flight characters need to have a flight stand. We need to go, look, trade that out. That little, I'll get to that in a minute when I take it out. But here's the artwork. And Toy Shiz were like, let's make that guy, right? I don't need that guy. But this is a cool looking artwork, a piece of art. I will definitely take that out. And of course, the card represents that as well. Here we go. Let's take him out. All right, there he is out of the packaging, and he looks great. Oh, yes, he looks great. We are going to get into this, and we're going to be looking at how amazing this figure is. It is absolutely a win. McFarlane knocked this one out just from the looks, but we'll get to that in a minute. All right, so what he comes with are two flight hands, relaxed hands, whatever, right? There's relaxed hands. He's not really fly like this. He's just more relaxed, okay? Yeah. And this right here, again, this is, again, landfill stuff. This is something you need to just go ahead and decide to put underneath something, underneath a dresser, underneath whatever it is. Just put them together. Like I said, cut this thing off, stack them together, glue them together, make it a big thing, and then just use it for something to, lift up something else, to level it out, right? If you're a contractor or whatever, maybe you can use this to, I need something to wedge between this, or use a wedge to put between whatever it is. Then you can use something like this, or put them together and make a bigger one, and then you can do that. Or you can use this to kind of like turn something, but you need it to get inside of a groove. Like, I can just need something I can get a good grip here. This is a good one right here. You can use this to grip, and you can, I don't know, put some more pucks right here, or what's that guy just geeking out called it, some hockey pucks. Put them together, make them thicker, so it can be thick right here or thick right there, and just kind of just sand the tip and make it thinner, and there you go. You can just use this as a whatever. All right, but the artwork is really cool. We saw it on the box. Let's take a look at the back and see how much history they give us, and I will fill in the blanks of what they possibly may miss. So here we go. His real name is Arnis. But he also goes by the name, I see it right now, it's not even in there. But he also goes by the name of August Freeman IV, which we will get into. Long ago, the stranded alien known as Arnis gave up hope of returning to his home planet. Tragically, he also realized that his adopted home of Earth was beyond saving, content to waste away his long life in the human guise. Arnis was past caring until the day a young woman named Raquel Irvin crashed into his life. Soon she convinced him to put his incredible power to work again as a heroic icon, and to transform her into his psychic rocket. All right, so that's a good bit right there, but let me fill in some of the blanks on that one, okay? So this guy is another one of those characters where, like Superman, he's another one of those characters where it's a alien coming down to Earth. So how many times we've had that, right? We've had Superman coming down to Earth. We've got Martian Manhunter coming down to Earth. We got this guy coming down to Earth. You know what I'm saying? So it's a story that's going to keep on going in various different forms, whether it's DC or not, right? So this guy, he is actually a Terminator. That's the alien or the race that he is. He's a Terminator. And the Terminator people, they were going to a resort planet. And while they were going to a resort planet, something happened, and they were putting people in life pod, putting the Terminants in life pods, whatever. So he was put into a life pod as a baby, right? And almost everybody survived, except they couldn't find his life pod because his life pod had got off track because of some other kind of craziness that happened in outer space. Well, it landed on Earth. Well, it landed on Earth during the 1800s, and he landed in a slave field found by slave women. So in the life pod, the properties of the life pod is that it basically causes you to take on the form or the look of the life form that finds you, or the next one in sight, right? And the one that found him was a slave woman called Miriam. She took him as his son. How many times we heard this before, right? Same thing. Kal-El found in the field, right? So he's in a spaceship, right? You can even look at Moses if you want to call it that too. I mean, seriously. So it's a story that's going to continue to get old. There's always going to be allegories somewhere, right? But anyway, she found him, and now he's living in the 1800s, and he is just right there in the midst of all of that travesty and the Black history, or the blotch that we have on our history, in our country, in our world. And so he's growing up, and he's going by the name Arnis, because that's his real name, and he, of course, is not aging. This is part of his powers. He's not aging. He's got longevity. He is pretty much like, it's like if he were to be, transported or land in Iceland with Leif Erikson in them, okay, well, he would come out looking like Thorfinn from Vinland. If he were to land in Scotland, he would come out looking like Duncan MacLeod from Clan MacLeod. So that's pretty much how he is. He's like Duncan MacLeod from the Clan MacLeod, but the slave version that survived slavery and saw all of our history, just like Duncan. He does not age. He's got that longevity, and he has to continue changing his persona. So he changes his persona to be, I'm the son of Arnis. And he kept doing that until he finally just went ahead and got the name Augustus Freeman IV. He went from being a slaves union soldier. He went from that to being a lawyer. Dude has got money. He's got resources. He has lived through it all. And if you know anybody who is from that time period or any time period where it was like history that's not popularly told in school, listen to them, write their stuff down, record them saying it, because that's invaluable information that we don't get too much of. And that's just, it's necessary to have those people who are still around to tell those stories, tell their story. And it's necessary for us to hear those stories. But anyway, so as far as him growing and being Augustus Freeman IV, I mean, he was doing very small acts of, not very small acts, he was doing quiet acts of superheroism. So he was using his powers, but it was very quiet. Pretty much what the Man of Steel Jonathan Kent should have told Clark Kent. Like, instead of saying, hey, you're going to watch me die because the world is not ready for you yet, he should have said, you know what? We're going to keep it ninja. You're going to save folks quietly until we figure out exactly what to do with you. But no, he didn't do that. And that's always going to rub me the wrong way of why that was written like that. This is one of the main reasons why Henry Cavill didn't have a good deal as far as that Superman, why he had a bad taste, caused people to have him to be a bad taste in people's mouths. But anyway, doing small, or not small, but quiet acts of heroism, right? And so later on, Raquel, finds him, long story short, she convinced him to become a superhero, to actually be out there and help people. Because he definitely did think that, hey man, these people are gone, man. I've seen the horrors of this world, whatever, right? But he was convinced to finally actually do some good. So that is Icon right there. He is like Superman, but again, he's got that longevity. And another thing that he has that Superman doesn't is hand-to-hand combat skills. So if you want to compare him to somebody, it's like the argument of who will win in the fight between Black Panther or Batman. Some people would pick Batman, not understanding that Black Panther was trained in various different martial arts from not just various, I mean, there's a number that they put on there, but he's been trained since he was a kid in various different forms of martial arts, where Batman, he started in his, 20s, where Black Panther had it when he was, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, T'Challa gonna win that fight. But anyway, that's how it is. He's got the hand-to-hand combat skills. So if him and Superman went at it just from hand-to-hand combat skills alone, Kal-El gonna meet his match. I'm just saying, hey, don't fight me. Don't at me on that one. I'm just saying, I'm a Superman fan, but Icon is here. I'm just letting, it's all about Icon right now. So let's take a look at this guy. First off, the colors are nice. This is, again, the new suit. It's not the old suit. It's the new one from the comic book, Icon and Rocket. I do have that book, and it's a pretty good thing. I started reading my milestone, this one, and I started reading Static. So that's on season 2. I have those books. Actually, to finish season 2. But good stuff. And it's just merging the old with the new. It's got the Blood Syndicate there. They got a book going, and or they had a book out, excuse me. And they also, Hardware has a book. He's another Dakotaverse character. But man, all of this is really nice. Really cool color scheme. This whole black with the gold, this is amazing. It's just a very striking figure. And of course, we know the articulation, the McFarlane articulation. He can do the This is Brazil pose, and he's got the articulation where big thighs. Those are some big thighs. Those are thighs that make sense for this guy. Those are some nice big quads he got. Yeah, he's been doing some leg lifts and squats. But flexibility, don't really need it, and that's typical. But he don't have none, hardly any kind of flexibility with that. But that's fine. He don't need to be doing any splits. But you can do a side one. Pure perfection. Van Damme. That's what I'm talking about. But you don't have to do the front, American split, is what we call them, right? So this guy can twist. He's got the articulation with his torso. Can't look too far down at all. I don't know, maybe you can force it, but I'm not trying to. There's nothing else he can really do. This diaper is, of course, pliable, but he can't do too much. But he can look far up, so if he wants to fly, he can do it. But looking down, not really his cup of tea unless you want to use his head. I like how in the packaging the cape is folded. See that? So it can be sprawled out or folded. I'm gonna keep it folded because it's nice and it's a wire cape. So you know what these wire capes can do. You can fold, you can pose them in various different ways, but I like this folded look. It's kind of regal. Like you want to walk into a banquet somewhere. This thing is not everywhere, just neatly folded to where it's not a problem. It's not a hassle. That is thoughtful. Whoever did that, congratulations. Kudos to you. All right. And same like toe articulation, right? Nothing really special on that. I'm saving the best for last, which is his head sculpting. So we got the whole big long legs. You know, you got this joint right here that makes the knees or the legs extra long. A 7-inch figure, so forth and so on, blah, 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 blah. All right, so now let's take a look at the prize. Look at this face. I want you to pay attention to the skin tone. This skin tone is absolutely beautiful. The brown skin, it's like almost like I think mine. The eyes being gold or yellow or whatever, fiery, that's really nice. But this sculpt on his face, the sculpt is nice, but this color scheme, the hue that they have him in is so cool and wonderfully representative. Representative? A good representation, I'll just say it that way. I'm not going to struggle with that. Of how brown, black, African-American skin should look from a character that's this dark. That is a beautiful job, McFarlane Toys. Everybody just clap it up. Just clap your hands real quick. Do a one-hand clap. All right, that's enough. But man, this is cool because there's some other stuff we got to talk about. This is a nice step in the right direction, but you know there's some other stuff we got to talk about because we know we need a Rocket. We need a Rocket figure. Not just Rocket, but there's other. We're going to keep talking about it. But we need Rocket. We need some other characters. Women characters. Black women characters and women, period. We need this. But this is so cool. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. It's hard to just put this guy down because he looks so amazing. Like he is going to look so cool posed on your shelf, in your case, what have you. The color scheme, the paint apps. Just take a look at it. The paint apps is like almost is flawless. At the moment, I don't see anything wrong right now. I see a little red right there, but this is so cool. Beautiful design, beautiful color, striking figure. I mean, if we get a platinum version of this, that'll be great. The platinum should be the classic look. That would be so cool. We got a classic look. So cool, man. He should do that. More milestone figures, more. Which means he needs to redo that static. That static is so freaking ugly. I can't stand it. I had so many chances to get that at Ross, and I said I refuse. Of course, people were like, well, you can just get in and change the head. I wasn't trying to do that. That wasn't where my mind was. I'm like, I'm going to speak with my wallet, which, speaking with your wallet, buying it at Ross is pretty much speaking with your wallet there. I didn't buy it when it was new, so I bought it when it was at Ross, right? So I could have done it that way, but again, it was ugly. I didn't want to see it. It was an eyesore. I didn't care for the outfit. I didn't care for the face. None of it. So I was like, McFarlane, I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait till you do it right because the only one that looks good is the one that was done by DC Icons. And since it's Black History, I am going to do something. I'm going to bring out some other characters that we have that McFarlane has done and also that we've gotten from DC Multiverse to show how far we've come and how much further we can go and how much more we actually still need because we got some good stuff, but we actually need more. But anyway, I think that's about it I can regarding this figure, but I'm going to bring out, who is it? I'm going to bring out. Because I'm going to have to change this atmosphere. I'm going to have to bring out some more stuff and open this thing up to bring out some more figures. But hold on one second. All right, so I had to change it up because we got some folks that we got to celebrate. We got to celebrate these folks, man. So here we go with Icon Soul Brother number 1 for this one. Let's go ahead and bring out Todd's boy. We got to bring out Simmons, Al Simmons. That's McFarlane. That's a black dude. That's what? What's his name? Michael Jai White. Got to bring him out, right? Got to bring good old Michael Curtis Holt. Got to bring him out. Yeah? Got to bring him out. All right. Who else we got to bring out? We got to bring out good old Jefferson Pierce, who is pretty much his name says it all. Black Lightning, because he is truly from that time, the black exploitation days, where he is called Black Lightning because he got black skin. So there you are with Jefferson. You can stand without the stand, can't you? Come on, make us proud. All right, good old Black Lightning. And I just want to look at his face. You see that face? Nowhere near like Icon. Icon's got that dark chocolate skin. Of course, Jefferson is a lighter color, but I think he's a little darker than that anyway. All right, we got this guy. Of course, let's go ahead and bring out Ray Fisher, Cyborg. I also have the Teen Titan Cyborg. I was going to take him out of the packaging, but I'm not. I don't know. Maybe I should do it because it's a special time and I can just put him right back. But it's a lot, man. He's got those ties. He's annoying, man. I don't want to do that. But I'm going to have him on the side and we'll do a pan out and he'll be there. Okay? Let's see. We got to bring somebody else out, of course. We got to bring out good old Green Lantern. I'll just keep you on the stand because you look good. So we're going to bring out Green Lantern over here. You are in the way. Somebody gonna put their hands down. But this is ridiculous. Y'all, okay. Here we go. All right. So we got Green Lantern over here. All right. Now we're gonna get into some folks. Oh, let's go ahead and bring out here we go. All right. We got President Soups from Mattel. DC Multiverse, not McFarlane. McFarlane needs to redo this guy. Definitely need to redo. We need this guy. We need Homeboy from Outer Space right here. And I don't need to go through all the articulation, but you see him. This is President Soups. Another person from another planet coming down to Earth. All right? And then we also got to look at this other homeboy from outer space, Val-Zod. Take a look at that face. We just got through looking at the beautiful face of Icon. And now you see that slick hair? It's a page puncher. We need a more accurate version of Val-Zod. That's what we need. We need more of accuracy. The page puncher, I understand you take your liberties, but you take your liberties anyway with your figures because you like to McFarlane'ize your stuff. But we need a more accurate version of Val-Zod. Glad to have him, but I hate these boots. I'm always going to talk about these boots. I can't stand them things. They're ugly. It's alls of the get-outs. All right. Then we're going to bring out... Ooh, yes. I'm going to bring out somebody. He's one of my favorites. Hold on. We're going to bring out good old Duke Thomas, Signal. I like Duke, man. I like his look. I like his ideas. I mean, I like the idea of Duke. Good old Signal. I like this. This is really nice. Now, along with him, I got to bring this one out because this one, I was so attracted to the story. I was attracted to the figure. And this is the first time we see Duke from We Are Robin. And yeah, he's a short dude because it is Mattel. But take a look at him. There he is. Matter of fact, he has a... Let me show you. Mattel did a good one on this one because this is the first time I've actually ever opened them. But since I said it's a special occasion, we're in Black History Month right now, let's go ahead and give them. They gave us a good face for Duke. Look at that face. Look at that face for Duke. Duke Thomas. We Are Robin. And he actually came with nunchucks as well. Absolutely cool. So that's my boy. First time ever, and he looks great with the crew. Why are you looking this way? Let's just look this way. There we go. We've got David Zavimbi. The Batman of Africa. That's literally who he is, what he did. Bruce Wayne was scouring during the whole Batman Incorporated deal, and he was like, I'm going to find somebody that can make a Batman in every area. And he said, all right, I'm going to do this in Africa. And he saw David Zavimbi as a freedom fighter, what have you. And he said, you are skilled enough to be a Batman. So let's go ahead and open this thing out. There we go. You're skilled enough to be a Batman. All right. Now, seeing that we have him, I'm going to bring out the newer version of... Yikes. The newer version of Batwing, which is Lucas Thomas. Lucas Thomas. Why did I say that? I just mixed Duke Thomas with Luke. Lucas Fox. Luke Fox. All right. And, oops. Yes, wing got bent because he was in the packaging. I guess I probably should just keep him out of the packaging now. But anyway, probably should take that off. We're going to have him next to, and this Mattel is such a, we're not going to deal with that. But anyway, we got Lucas Fox, who took on the mantle of Batwing when David Zavimbi said, I'm done. I'm retiring. And yeah, he's a bit stiff. So we're going to work with him later on. And then we're also going to bring out their father, Joe Clark, a.k.a. Lucius Fox. And did I say their father? Why did I say their father? Reverse. I meant to bring out oh my gosh, hold on. It's these plastic cakes, man. We got this guy, which is Tim Jace Fox, Tim Jace Fox, who is the Batman of New York. Of course, we had a missed opportunity with this one because we don't get to see his face. Now, you know, in order for McFarlane to truly do this, that he wasn't doing face plates at the time this thing came out. So the only way for us to get one, it would be a platinum, which he most likely wouldn't have done, but he could have done another figure and gave us an unmasked version. But this character wasn't that popular. People weren't really caring too much about him, I guess. And we had a missed opportunity to where we couldn't see Tim Jace Fox, who is the brother of Luke Fox. Lucas. So there you are. And so now we can bring out their dad, Joe Clark, a.k.a. Lucius Fox. And he has the bat in his hand because he likes to remind his kids that they used to call him Batman. That is, before they start calling him Crazy Joe. Yep. And if you don't know that reference, I weep for your mother. All right. Good old Joe Clark standing here with his kids, letting him know that he used to be one of the dudes, one of the Batman. All right. Now let's bring out homeboy that I call, that it is Wallace, true Wallace to me. Okay. I don't call this one Black Wally. I call him Wallace, or no, excuse me, I call him Ace because I like the look. This is from Speeding Bullets, I believe, but this is a good look for him, his own look, not the carbon copy Wally West look. So I like this more than anything. So that's good old Wallace West, good old Ace. And now we're going to bring out, I need to bring somebody else out. Hold on. All right, we got to bring out, he counts. It's, sorry about that. We got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, who is half black, half Samoan. So we got to have him in here. He does count. And I do have the one with the cloak, but he is positioned nicely in the air, and I am not trying to take him out because he is flying high, and he is pretty cool. So I have him over here because he is part of this whole thing. Now, along with that, we got to bring in other folks from that universe, and we got to bring out Hawkman, played by Aldous Hodge, right? Who pretty much was doing his auditionary role for T'Challa while he was playing Hawkman. And you just got to look, regardless of the skin tone and everything, don't really look like him at all. But regardless of what you think, when you look at the movie, look at this movie and look at his character, and you cannot tell me that he wasn't like a version of T'Challa in that movie. He had money, resources, and all that, right? He was definitely an auditionary role for him to play Black Panther should he choose to take on the assignment. Just like with Chadwick Boseman. He said when he did that movie In the Name of the King on Netflix, that was like his auditionary role to play back Black Panther, because he was doing a king. He was playing an African king that came to America, and he was actually fighting, doing martial arts and blah, blah, blah. And there you have it. So we got to have good old Hawkman over here with, let's see if we can stand, because he actually is on a flight stand, and I'm not sure who I got that flight stand from. Maybe it was his. Either way, Hawkman has got to have a flight stand. And I hate to cover your face, but we got to have, look. We got to have a group pick. We got to do this. We got to do this. All right. Now, I would bring out the girl who was Cyclone from Black Adam, but I don't like that one. I didn't get that one. I didn't care to get her because I didn't care for her character. I saw her many times at Ross, and I passed on her so many different times, just like that Static Shock, because what the heck, yo. I mean, her character, I got so tired of her character, because every time they called her to battle, she had to do a contemporary dance routine like she was trying out for So You Think You Can Dance or something. Like, Cyclone, come on over here. And I guarantee you, you play that movie with your headphones on, and you're going to hear her say something, or somebody somewhere is going to say, cue music, and all of a sudden she's going to start dancing like she's trying to just, like she's trying to serve somebody. Like, look here, woman, come on over here, trying to put this fire out. We're trying to stomp this fire out, and you over here trying to stomp the yard. Oh my gosh, I couldn't take it, man. It was ridiculous. Over, touch, doom, 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 touch. Get your behind over here trying to step it up. Ridiculous, man. We over here trying to save the populace. You over here trying to save the Last Dance. Ridiculous. Oh my, watch it. Watch the movie. I'm telling you, as soon as they call her to action, just listen to it. Listen to it closely. You're going to hear, hey, Cyclone, come on. We need you. Cue music. And there you go. She's going to start doing her dance routine like she is like she's trying to be Electric Boogaloo or something. I don't know. It's ridiculous, man. It's crazy. But yeah, I did not get her because it was ridiculous. I didn't care for her. So the only one that I can bring out right now that came from a movie is Selena Kyle. We've got Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman. And the only reason we have her is because of a movie. We have her because of the Batman movie. That's why. And that's the only reason. Like, we wouldn't have gotten a black woman figure that soon if it wasn't for this movie. And that's the thing. We don't have, just like Cyclone. Cyclone we got because of the movie. And I have two of these. I got the one where her face is not covered, but I had to get this one. I got her from Ross too, where I can actually see her skin tone. So it's crazy, man. We need more figures. We need Vixen. We need Nubia. Come on. Don't you know that Nubia would be an absolute great sell? We need Nubia. We need Vixen. We need, I'm not talking about the CW Vixen. I'm talking about an actual McFarlane Vixen, DC Multiverse Vixen. We need her. We need Nubia more than anything because that's going to be a hot sell. Man, there's so many other ones that we can do. Actually, not that many. I would say so many other ones, but there's somebody else I can think of. And I was trying to figure out who it is. But we need these folks, right? Also, seeing that there's a movie Catwoman, black woman playing Catwoman, you think McFarlane should do a Halle Berry Catwoman? A Halle Berry Catwoman? Would you get it? You know you would. even though the movie was garbage, would you get a McFarlane Halle Berry Catwoman figure? You probably would. Don't say you wouldn't. Don't say you wouldn't. All right. So we're gonna put her right here next to Ray because she can't stand up. This one right here is messed up on her foot, and I see why. It was so cheap at Ross because that foot doesn't turn or the ball pit is messed up. And now we're gonna bring out the very special one, the one I've never opened up, just like the other ones. But this one is absolutely for, like I said, special occasion. He's got to come out the packaging and he's going to go right back in because, or maybe not right back in, but this guy is so cool. And here is none other than Static from DC Icons. And like I said, in the show, which this show was the little engine that could, it really was. Static Shock was a show that took some time to make, and it was trying its best to stay on the air. I'm glad it had, I think, maybe 4 seasons or so, but it had a good amount of seasons. It took a while for it to gain traction. I mean, Static was just shocking folks, and it was kind of weird. Like, Static? That's your power? Static electricity? Which would be really cool if Static and Black Lightning, had some type of team up or something. But like, really, that's your power, Static? Because he would never shock anybody. He was always using his powers to do the static cling. And this was also piggybacking off of the rhetoric of, black characters can't be violent in these shows and superheroes in general. Of course, like looking at the Hulk and Wonder Woman, they couldn't punch anybody because they had superpowers and all that. But more so with the black characters, they had to outthink their opponents. Like Mantis. I'm rewatching Mantis right now. Mantis was shocking folks or doing the Mantis thing. He was paralyzing folks, right? Hardly doing any kind of battling for real. At least how the pilot was. After the pilot, they kind of changed the whole format of the show to where he wasn't doing the whole community and social justice thing that he was supposed to be setting out to do in the first place. But anyway, back to Static. Yeah, it took a long time. He finally started shocking people, and that was kind of cool. But yes, Static was his name. Static Shock is the name of the show. Static is his name, and it was cool because when he mixed up with the Justice League, I think maybe it was in the Justice League show or Green Lantern actually showed up, maybe in Static show, and he called him Static. He's like, hey, Static? Like, whoa, Green Lantern, no Static? It was just really cool to have them intertwined, and it opened up the door for the possibilities of more milestone characters to be showcased. But we didn't get a chance to see that. We didn't get a chance to see Icon because Superman was on TV. Full well, if Icon was on TV with Superman, folks would be like, oh, Superman who? I'm watching Icon. Nope. And Hardware, he's like the Black Iron Man. All these different other individuals from Milestone we could have had. Rocket definitely could have showed up, but Rocket couldn't show up unless Icon showed up. So you see how that was a mess up, a missed opportunity. But this right here from DC Icons is such a cool looking figure. I've never taken him out of the packaging, and I am so happy about this, man. There's another one I can get from my local toy store, and I'm like, man, somebody needs to get that Static. I might get him just so I can have 2 and just have him, seeing he's out the packaging, maybe showcase the other one. I don't know, but then he comes with this hat. The X is the Malcolm X hat. I'm not going to go into the whole history lesson of Static, but here he is looking great with both heads. And yes, he's small. Yes, it's DC Icons, but come on, man. You can't tell me this does not look good. And this stand is so freaking thoughtful here, man. Take a look at this stand. He's got the static electricity holding the manhole cover. Dakota is right there. Dakota in big, Dakota in small. See that? I didn't need that's crazy. Dakota. And then he can just stand on to the manhole and pose, rock out, whatever. So we'll get it together so we can get a good group pick. All right, so there we go. We got everybody that I think I have. I mean, I will bring on Martian Manhunter because he has been seen or deemed as a black person, especially with the whole Zack Snyder deal. Not Zack Snyder, excuse me, CW. CW showing John Jones. And throughout the years, John Jones has been seen possibly as a black man. There's a time where he wasn't seen as a black man, but it could work. But I'm not going to do that. Strictly as they are written, these are the characters that I believe, all of the ones that I have for McFarlane and DC Universe, that represent the black culture. Some in a way more positive way than others. And again, it's the sad shame of having only one black woman here. Of course, like I said, I could have had Cyclone, but she was over here. But she's over there practicing her routine right now, and so she's, she we're trying to get her to stop the fire out, but she over here, doing her dance routine, so we can't get her. But again, that's it. That's all we got, and only because of the movie. Matter of fact, we could have had what's that girl's name? We could have had a Journey Smollett figure being Black Canary from that failed Harley Quinn movie. But since it failed, it didn't happen. And also, it was most likely a fool's errand anyway, because her agent and her management team most likely they coaxed her, most likely, try to enticed her to take on that role, which was absolutely a slap in the face and very disrespectful. Why, you may ask? Well, let's take a look at it. She was called Black Canary. Now, we all know that Black Canary, we should know this, she is not called Black Canary because she is black, because of her skin tone. She is called Black Canary because she wears black, just like White Canary, just like Green Lantern. He's a black dude, but he's called Green Lantern, right? He's not called the Black Green Lantern, is he? No. Just like Green Arrow, Red Tornado, White Canary, like I said, it's in the name, is not based off the skin tone. So here we are with Journey Smollett, called Black Canary, billed and casted as Black Canary, but she's only wearing blue and gold. So why you call Black Canary again? Because you black. And they said, oh, well, you can possibly have your own spinoff movie. That's most likely what they probably got her to. Like, hey, yeah, you can get your own spinoff movie. You can do this. You can do it again. It failed. And she was definitely a diversity hire for that particular movie. That was messed up. I'm like, how did you not see that coming, Journey? How did your team not see that coming? Why did you take this? Sure, you're in a DC project, but you have nothing to show for it because it was a failed project. And it was really just to put a piece of diversity in there, which was you, in the form of Black Canary, and it made not one lick of sense. So we could have had a Journey Smollett figure, but we didn't because of the failed attempt and slap in the face and disrespectful essence that was. So here we are. This is all we got at the moment. There's some other figures. I don't have Simon Baz, but this is my collection. My collection of McFarlane or the DC Universe that represents brown skinned folk. But that's the end of the video, man. I appreciate you watching. If you stayed this long, thank you so much, because this is absolutely a cool idea to have Milestone finally show up in the DC Universe. Such a cool idea. I love it. Man, we need more of this stuff. We need a new Static. Yeah. We need a new Val-Zod. We need both of these homeboys from outer space, President Soups and Val. We need both of them to be redone. I wouldn't mind having another We Are Robin figure, but why? I mean, that story's not happening anymore. So we got Duke Thomas Signal. Yes. A friend of mine has a platinum version of this. I would like to have the platinum version of Mr. Terrific, so hopefully I'll find them later on. And so forth and so on, man. We need the women. Give us the women, McFarlane. We need them. Okay? You know who they are. Just go ahead and give them to us. Not just black women, but women in general. Lois Lane, Lana Lang. We need them girls. Okay? And the folks have been talking about a comic book accurate Harley Quinn for a long time too. So you know what to do. You know how it's going to work out. So, anyway, again, I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. Have fun collecting, because collecting is fun. Later. Yo, I do apologize. I forgot that I had steel. I got the platinum steel and I have the regular steel. And I should have taken him out, but I definitely didn't want to take the platinum out. But yes, I have the other one. He is in a different location, like he's at my office at work. But yes, steel is another one. So there you go.